Hey everybody, welcome back to another Tying Tuesday here at AvidMax. My name is Taylor, and I hope you are all having a wonderful start to the new year. Right now, I am sick and tired of this cold weather and tying little midges. So we're breaking out a fun one, a bit of an attractor pattern, another rendition of Taylor's trash flies. So this week we are tying up the Gut Buster Bloodworm. This is a fulling mill pattern. Super fun little attractor pattern that has me dreaming of warmer weather and fishing some freestones. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So to start out, I am using the TMCO TMC 201R in a size 12. Get that lined up. Perfect. And for thread, I'm using Semperfli Nano Silk in the 100 denier, which is roughly 6/0. And we will, as always, start with a thread base, trim off our excess, and work our way back. I like the Nano Silk because it's a flatter thread, so it doesn't tend to bunch up on the hook like some of the other threads out there. We'll wrap fairly deep into the bend of the hook and kind of let that rest, and from there we'll tie in our first material. I'm using some Hairline Crystal Flash, and this is, I think, Bonefish Tan color. I don't think the color matters a whole lot as long as it's not something super crazy. But I like the Bonefish because it pairs well with the marker colors that I'm using for this. So we'll tie that in, just kind of let it do its thing there, and we'll tie in our next material, which is going to be the main body of this fly, which is some Wapsi Sow Scud, tongue twister there, in the 2mm size and clear. So just the same material that you would use for scud backs. And when I'm tying it in, I like to clip it at an angle there. Oops, see if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. At an angle like that, to a tapered point, and I'm tying in just the tip of that. To keep this thing from bulking up too much. So we'll tie it in. Ooh, it's gonna be a little difficult. Here we go. Catch all that material, and it's okay if, you know, that little piece is sticking up, because we're gonna cover over it. And we will wrap pretty far forward to about maybe 1/8 of an inch back of the hook eye. And we will let the bobbin rest there. Now we will start wrapping our scud back forward, and we want to cover about half of the wrap previous. We'll just keep spiral wrapping that all the way till we get to our thread. From there, we'll catch it with a turn or two of thread. We'll go 3 just for good measure. And we'll take our scissors and trim out the excess. Now when you're trimming, I like to pull pretty tight on this, just to get to stretch. That way it kind of tucks back into itself when you're finished cutting. From there, we'll hit it with a few more thread wraps, and we will color up the body, give it that sweet wormy look. So the most versatile tool in any tie flyer's arsenal is a classic Sharpie. So get yourself one of the 16 color packs. You can find it at Walmart, Target. And the 2 colors I am using today are going to be red and green here. So a nice Christmas fly. And we're gonna start out with the green, and I'm going to just color the butt end of this fly, maybe again, like 1/8 of an inch along that scud back. So this is kind of the opposite of a hot spot. Just gives the fly a little bit of variety. When I'm happy with that, I'll come back through with my red marker and just color over everything else. Make sure you're getting all of the little nooks and crannies. It is pretty obvious whenever you miss a spot. So just give it a couple rotations. Make sure everything's nice, pretty even. Call it a day. With that, now we're gonna take our flash that we tied in previously. We'll put that back in the bobbin rest. Take our flash, and we're going to spiral wrap this forward. And as always, just make sure we're doing nice, even spacing. Gives this fly just a bit of a extra pop. Not that it looks realistic or anything, but maybe just a little more food-like to a hungry trout. From there, we'll lock that down. Trim off the excess, and we are going to whip finish our black thread off so we can finish with that nice orange hot spot. Perfect. So that's trimmed out. We'll start with the orange. Get a couple good thread wraps. Trim out the tag end. And we'll just cover over all of that black. I like to give this probably 2 or 3 coats of thread, we'll say, just to make sure everything's covered. And then when that looks how we want, we'll do another whip finish, pull that tight, and trim out the excess. Now the last step we gotta do is coat this fly with a little bit of resin. So I'm using some Solarez Bone Dry. I like how thin this is. I like that it's at least a little malleable and easy to work with. Ooh. Get that big drip off, perfect. Okay, and then we'll go over the back of this. Now you don't wanna spend too much time coloring over the area you went over with in the Sharpie, because that ink does like to come off, and it will color the tip of your brush, so be careful. But yeah, when you get just a nice, easy coat on there, nothing too thick, we'll zap it once, and that'll kind of protect it. And if you notice that you miss a spot or need to go over anything again, don't be shy to hit this a second time, because I think I did not get the head as much as I wanted to, so we'll come back in. Just a dab will do ya. Perfect. Yeah, get any spots you think you missed. Rotate that around. Ooh. And zap her again. So once you've cooked her for a little bit, that is a finished fly. So super easy, but yeah, fun to tie, breaks up the wintertime monotony of just tying size 24 midges that we can all barely see. So go ahead, tie some up yourself, and we'll see you in the next one. As always, you can find the materials in the description below. And yeah, have fun fishing this guy. Thanks.